What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Hope you all have had a great Friday, a great week so far. There's something to talk about now. The tropics are getting fired up, just temporarily, potentially. The potential is there for a tropical depression to develop off the southeast coast and kind of meander back into the southeast. We were thinking maybe it was going to go and shoot northeast, which it still can. But it looks like the chances are increasing that whatever tropical activity develops here off the southeast coast might kind of drift back into Florida, into the southeast coast somewhere. So we're going to break that down. There is the chance for our next named storm here in the alphabet here, which would be Fred. There is a chance for Tropical Storm Fred to form. So we're going to talk about the potential of that. What are the prohibiting factors, as always? What are the factors that are basically going to promote the development or limit the development? We're going to, and you know, those factors are occurring right now, so we're going to break all that down, guys. So if you guys have not subscribed, definitely hit the subscribe button. Like the video if you like it. Thank y'all for the incredible support, and definitely subscribe. I make videos every single day, just about, and I try to keep you guys updated. So thank y'all for the amazing support. So let's get going here. So this is it. This is what we got. It'll get into motion here in a second. And here we go. It's in motion. I'll tell you right now, it is struggling compared to what it was doing a little bit earlier. It is definitely not looking quite as healthy as it was, I would say, 6 hours ago. But it's still blowing up convection, mainly over land. It looks like it's getting choked out by some pretty decent shear from the northwest, basically some 25, 30 knot shear, and some dry air, plus smoke from all the way out west. So we actually have smoke that's affecting a tropical system that's moved all the way from out west, and it's affecting this tropical system somewhat here off the coast of the southeast, which is really impressive and almost unheard of, but is actually affecting the system. Smoke is obviously more drier air. Tropical systems don't want anything to do with dry air. So this is what we got right now. This is the latest update, 8 p.m. update, a 50% chance of this developing in the next 2 days and 5 days up to a tropical depression. That is pretty decent chances. There is a good chance that we're going to have some kind of Gulf Stream magic. This is what you call homegrown activity. It's basically when you get stalled out fronts that can stall out and get off the southeast coast or get off into the Gulf of Mexico and develop into tropical systems. Now, normally, in most cases, these are normally weak tropical systems, but sometimes they can surprise, and we can get, depending on the pattern in place, sometimes they can drift back into the U.S., and that's actually what we might be talking about here. This is where, around about where the low pressure is sitting at, whatever low pressure there is. There is a mid-level spin. There's obviously this stuff. This is obviously not some kind of stacked storm because it's not really a strong storm. It's all over the place. It's just an invest. It's in 90L invest. It's not a tropical depression, definitely not a tropical storm. It's still trying to figure out what it's going to do, but it is sitting over the Gulf Stream right now and will continue to do so over the next 24 to 48 hours. But here it is, sitting off the coast of the southeast. This is the intensity forecast. I tell you what, there's a lot of them that have it going to tropical storm. There's some of them that don't. And then there's this crazy model that wants to go, this same model wanted this to become a Category 4 hurricane a little earlier. But now it's toned down a lot, but this is still unrealistic. But some of these have it going to a tropical storm. And you notice, one thing that I notice is it goes to 84, 96, 108 hours out. This is several days out. So to me, this makes me wonder if this thing is going to meander off the southeast coast for a while. I feel like the longer it does, the more chances it can strengthen. Here's the path. This thing doesn't know what it wants to do. About half the paths have it kind of drifting into Florida. A part of the paths have it just kind of weakening, eventually dissipating, and some of the paths still have it cruising northeast. There's basically a draped front right into here that's kind of blocking and slowing down any way that it potentially could go northeast. So that's kind of why the projections have kind of shifted this thing moving more into the southeast, back into Florida, if you will, than maybe opposed to the other runs. But here you go. This is what you call shear. Shear destroys tropical systems. It shreds them apart, and they don't like it. But here's where the system is. The more bright colors, the reds, the yellows, that is where higher shear is. The more blues and whites, that's where hardly no shear is. So check out the shear on the northern end of this circulation in the northwest area here. That is basically choking away any kind of development from forming here. And as long as that high shear, strong shear is right there, it's really going to have a hard time. And it looks like the shear stays on top of the storm. Now you look at something is basically dry and moist air. And here you go. Here's the storm system, but check out all the dry air to the north of it. That where you see the brownish, excuse me, the brownish tints right here. That is dry air, and I'll tell you what, it's probably enhanced because of the smoke in the atmosphere. If you actually look right here, my computer is not wanting to go fast at all, even though I'm hooked into my router. I'm sorry about that, guys, but if you see all the haziness right here, that is smoke right here still in place over the southeast, over the Carolinas. And if this game can get moving here, it's moving very, very slow here. But okay, here we go. So here's some quicker motion, and it's obviously getting nighttime now, so we're losing some of that satellite perspective. But there is some smoke still in the area. And check out the smoke all the way into the Atlantic Ocean. This smoke is all into whatever circulation there is of 90L. I mean, it is literally in it pretty much, and it's not liking that. Plus, you got shear right here too. Shear and smoke. Tropical system's not going to like that much at all, but it's not going to stick around forever. So, and check it out. First off, I want to mention, check out the Gulf of Mexico. It's starting to boil out here, not literally, but it is really, really heating up. Widespread 80s, some upper 80s in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of Mexico is starting to get prime for tropical development here. And then you check out the Gulf Stream, it is heating up into the 80s. So prime ingredients for tropical development. So we definitely need to watch this here. So we're going to show you the GFS, one of the hurricane models, the HWRF model, and the European model. We're just going to run through this very quick. So here we go right here. This is what the low... Isabel! Baby, I'm making a video, okay? So this is where the low pressure is right here off the southeast coast. It's a 1014 low pressure. That is not that strong at all. But it does show a low pressure off the southeast coast, so that's interesting. But notice what it does here. It kind of drifts into the southeast, and then eventually by Sunday, by the end of the weekend, it doesn't really show it anymore. You look at the HWRF model. We'll roll through this really quick. We're getting into Saturday afternoon. It's starting to maybe strengthen. Getting into Sunday. Then you get into Monday, and it shows whatever it is making landfall kind of where Tropical Storm Danny made landfall. That's probably a tropical depression Monday morning into Monday early afternoon. So we'll watch that. That's an interesting scenario. That would bring some wet weather to the southeast coast. And then you got the European, and there's the low pressure popping up down here, and then it kind of just drifts into Florida. Same kind of thing as the GFS does. So there's no reason to get in super detailed with this unless this thing really starts to look like it's going to be a tropical storm Fred. But as of now, we will continue to monitor this either way. Even if it does become a 40-45 mile per hour tropical storm and hit, say, the east coast of Florida, I don't think the impacts are going to be very bad at all, except some high surf, some gusty winds, some tropical downpours, and some high rip currents. So we'll continue to watch this. It's an interesting little homegrown system. And but that's all I got. I'll probably have an update here in the morning. Got a very busy day tomorrow. My little girl's she turned 4 years old this week, and her party is tomorrow. So thank y'all for tuning in, and y'all have a blessed evening.